Добрый день, уважаемые товарищи.
On October 22, 2025, Russian President Vladimir Putin led what he called a scheduled nuclear force control exercise. It was broadcast by the Russian Defense Ministry, showing Putin overseeing the drill via secure video link from Moscow. At his side were Defense Minister Andrei Belousov and Army Chief Valery Gerasimov, outlining the day's plan.
Good afternoon, distinguished comrades. Today we have a scheduled training exercise on the management of nuclear forces, as the Defense Minister has just reported.
The drills involved all three legs of Russia's nuclear triad: land, sea, and air, each simulating launch procedures and strike readiness. The broadcast began with Defense Minister Andrei Belousov formally addressing Putin as Comrade Supreme Commander-in-Chief. Belousov then handed the briefing to Chief of the General Staff, General Valery Gerasimov, who detailed the drill plan.
Comrade Supreme Commander-in-Chief, today, under your leadership, we are holding a training exercise on the management of strategic nuclear forces. Allow Chief of the General Staff General Valery Gerasimov to report on the plan for the training exercise.
Comrade Supreme Commander-in-Chief, we are to practice the use of nuclear weapons during training. The mobile ground-based missile complex, Yars, will be deployed from the Plesetsk State Test Cosmodrome. The strategic missile submarine, Barents of the Northern Fleet, will be deployed from the Barents Sea, and two 95 MS strategic missile carriers will be deployed from the Ukrainka airfield.
The Kremlin later confirmed that the exercise tested command readiness and all tasks were successfully completed. From the Plesetsk Cosmodrome in northwest Russia, a Yars intercontinental ballistic missile was launched. The Yars, a mobile, solid-fuel ICBM, forms the land leg of Russia's nuclear triad. With a range of nearly 12,000 kilometers, it can reach London, Paris, or Washington from within Russian territory. Its ability to carry multiple warheads and launch from mobile platforms makes it one of the hardest missiles in the world to preempt or neutralize. The second leg came from under the Arctic. From the Barents Sea, the strategic submarine Bryansk of Russia's Northern Fleet launched a R-29RMU-2 Sineva ballistic missile. The Sineva can deliver up to 10 nuclear warheads across 8,000 to 11,000 kilometers, capable of striking any NATO capital from beneath polar waters. It's the stealth leg of Russia's deterrent, designed to survive a first strike and retaliate from the depths. The Defense Ministry footage, the plume rising through Arctic fog, was a deliberate visual statement. Russia's oceans remain armed and alert. The final leg came from the skies. At an airfield in Siberia, Tu-95 MES strategic bombers were seen taxiing for takeoff. These aircraft, known as Bears, have been the symbol of Russia's long-range nuclear strike force since the Cold War. Each bomber can carry up to 12 cruise missiles, including the KH-101 and KH-102, the latter nuclear-capable with a range of 5,000 kilometers. The Tu-95's reappearance followed Ukrainian drone attacks that earlier damaged several bombers at Ingalls and Olynya air bases. Displaying them again was Moscow's message of recovery. The air leg remains operational and ready. While Putin insisted the exercise was scheduled, its timing was anything but routine. The drill came hours after US President Donald Trump put his Budapest summit with Putin on hold, saying he didn't want it to be a waste of time. The announcement followed a phone call between US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, confirming no immediate talks on Ukraine. Days earlier, Trump had hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Washington. Soon after that meeting, Ukraine stepped up its drone and missile strikes on Russian oil refineries in Tatarstan and Murmansk, while NATO accelerated weapons transfers. Amid that escalation, Moscow's triad drill was a deliberate countersignal, a reminder that no tactical setback in Ukraine changes Russia's strategic strength. Every launch was meant to be seen, tracked by NATO's radars and the US early warning network. In deterrence politics, visibility is intentional. This was Putin's message, without words. A missile test aimed directly at Washington, Brussels, and Kyiv. Behind that careful phrasing lay a harder message. Moscow decides the pace, the posture, and the pressure. The Yars demonstrated reach, the ability to hit anywhere. The Sineva displayed invisibility, the unseen strike from the sea. The Tu-95 MS showed resilience. Russia's deterrent still flies. Together, they reminded NATO and Ukraine that Russia's nuclear chain of command remains unbroken and its second strike guarantee intact. For Moscow, this wasn't a rehearsal. It was reassurance to its own generals, to its allies, and to its adversaries that even as the conventional war drags on, the ultimate balance of power hasn't shifted.